It's now time for your Community Connection. I'm Laura Smith, bringing you the people who make the news. Today we're going to have a guest interviewer. Sarah Conrad is here to interview Annette Sweeney on her recent trade mission to China and South Korea.
All right, we're here with Representative Annette Sweeney, who just got back from quite the trip. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about it. Where'd you go?
It was a trade mission trip that the governor and the Iowa Department of Economic Development arranged for us, and it was a trade mission trip for Iowa products.
Okay. So you went to China and South Korea?
Yes. First, we went from San Francisco to Seoul, Korea. Got on a bus, went to Harbin, and that is the sister city for the state of Iowa. Oh. And we visited there, and very agricultural minded. Okay. And then we went from there, and then we went to China and toured a number of cities. And the second to last city we were in, Shenyang, has a double amount of population, or double amount of population of Chicago. And in China, that's considered a small city.
Wow. So quite the culture shock.
Yes, it was. It was good, though. People were very friendly, very open. And anytime they saw someone from America, they really tried to speak English for us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of the purpose of your trip was not so much sightseeing, but quite a lot of meetings.
It was no sightseeing. Yeah. It was with the meetings, we met with heads of state, heads of their agriculture departments, both in South Korea and in China. We also toured the Pioneer testing area for their corn, and we also got to go to a farm trade show. Wow. Which featured Case and John Deere, so that was really neat.
So, what was the purpose of the trip and the meetings? Was it just to establish goodwill, or was it to open more trade relations?
For that, in China and Korea, you need to build up a relationship, and what you said what was for. And once you build up that trust and relationships, then trades will be open. And so for all of our meetings, we met with them. We were very open, very transparent in what we were talking about. Any concerns that we had, that they had, we addressed that. And it was very positive for the state of Iowa, because we wanted to showcase the state of Iowa, because we are, number one in corn, soybeans, pork production, poultry production, etc. And China and Korea are looking directly at Iowa for leadership and, possible imports and exports from the state of Iowa, because they have a huge population that they need to feed. And they see that Iowa produces such fantastic products that they could, get some imports from, or exports from the state of Iowa.
Well, and we're already exporting to that area, right?
That's correct,
okay.
Yes, and we would like to open some more exporting.
Do you think the trip was successful and that we will see more exports?
Yes, I think it was very successful. What it's going to hinge upon is whether or not the Fair Trade Agreement, the FTA, on the federal level, and if that gets passed, and see what we can work with that. But just to let the federal individuals know that it was a very positive meeting, and they want to try to build up some more trade relations.
Have they talked at all about coming here or
Yes.
visiting Iowa? Okay.
Yes, good question. We will have a delegation coming the end of August already, and it was at a table that I was sitting at, and they were asking about hog production. Okay. And I thought, you're talking to Hardin County, the king of hog production, and they want to come and visit with about that. They want to tour some hog facilities. Also, I told them about a group that is doing extensive management of manure studies, and they want to see how our water quality is. And I said it's improved greatly in the last 15 years than what it started at, and our farmers are doing a fantastic job.
So we might even see them here in Hardin County.
I hope so. Yes. And in fact, I'm putting a plug in. I would love for them to come and visit our Ellsworth College, and then come and tour some hog facilities, and also look, for example, we talked about the South Fork watershed, what we did this last week, and look at the water quality testing that we're even doing right here in Hardin County.
Okay. And so I guess I haven't asked you this. Who went with you on the trip?
We had approximately 40 people. Okay. And for elected individuals, it was Lieutenant Governor, Iowa Secretary Bill Northey, which both of them did such a great job in showcasing our Iowa, Representative Betty DeBoof, and me, Representative Annette Sweeney. That were the only elected officials. The rest of them were from corn, soybeans, pork, Pioneer, individuals that have established their own technology type of companies here in the state of Iowa. In fact, we had an individual from Oskaloosa that goes over to China and does all the lighting for big car shows over there. So it was really incredible, the vast amount of people that we had on the trip.
How long has this been in the planning stages? It seems like it's pretty big trip.
It was a huge trip, so well organized by our Iowa Department of Economic Development. They did a great job, and they've been working on this trip for, I would say, at least a year.
And the reason you got to go, you're chair of the Ag Committee.
Yes,
and
yes.
So that's kind of a big position.
That
for
was
you.
that was very important for that. Secretary Northey came up to me one day and it said, "Annette, have you heard about this trip?" And I said, "Well, yes." And he said, "I think it would be imperative for you to go." And I'm so glad, because it was very agriculture oriented.
So you could kind of speak to the agriculture side. And
Yes.
Be our own little Hardin County representative.
Yes, it was great. In fact, we started talking about corn one day, and somebody was expressing, the new technologies that we have with our corn. And I said, I want you to turn back history. And during the Dust Bowl years, we had more rainfall during the Dust Bowl years than we had to 2000 to 2007. And it was with the technologies that have been developed with our seed corn that was able to hold on to that water within the plant in order for the root system, for our soils to stay intact, and also for us to have a great corn crop those years.
Wow, I bet they were impressed.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, welcome back, I guess.
Thank you so much, and I'm lucky jet lag hasn't hit yet. And I look forward to the delegation from China and to coming this next August.
Well, and I assume this will kind of open up some communication lines also between the countries.
Yes, and we needed to establish those relationships.
Yeah.
First you got to have the relationship, then you have to have the trust, and then those lines will be opened.
Well, it sounds great. Thanks for visiting with us.
You bet. Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
It's now time for your community connection. I'm